Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 378. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Tony Korkanakis.
Boom!
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to episode 378 of the Gamescast. It has been a quiet first part of this year so far, but news is starting to heat up. I saw some screenshots from, a screenshot from Shenmue 3, so the game exists.
A screenshot?
Yeah.
Or a screenshot exists at least.
All I know is, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely, what's his name, Rio. But,
so when are they going to start selling the package of the first two on eShops?
I actually expect that to be announced very shortly. Like, I would expect that to be announced. I'm going to say February. They'll announce that. I don't know why, but I'm just going to call.
Next month.
Yeah. I don't even know where that picture is. I was looking for it here. Someone leaked. That can't be right. That's old. But yeah.
Because I missed those games. Back then. I have a Dreamcast. I have lots of the games, but I didn't get into those.
Oh,
but
I love that series. Obviously, it has some very old fun. You can spend you can just spend your entire time in the arcade if you wanted to in the first game, playing the old Sega games.
Yeah, I only played it sporadically with some friends at the time because I didn't own a Dreamcast initially, but that game was super ambitious for its time.
It was.
You got to respect.
It was overly ambitious, and that's what kind of partly killed Sega.
Oh, it totally killed Sega. It was the reason Sega.
Their copy protection on their discs is what killed. They had nothing on them.
Well,
piracy killed them mostly.
I'm sorry. It was a culmination of a lot of different things. Rushing out the Dreamcast after the Saturn.
The Saturn is what killed Sega.
Rushed after the
what about the 32X, which I also own still?
I think it was the 32X that really killed it because in that book you can hear whatever his name was, the Sega America president, and he's like, we just need to launch the Saturn, focus everything on the Saturn.
Was that Peter Moore back then?
Yeah,
no,
it was Saturn because they were saying, well, we have this other piece of hardware, and what are we supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm sorry you did that, but you can't launch this and then 1 year later launch a completely different system. People won't do that.
Yeah. Yep.
They just totally lost their way.
And then also have no campaign. Just, guess what? It's available today.
Now in stores. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that killed Sega, I guess. It wasn't this one thing, but that had a huge budget for a video
I think it was the final straw.
Didn't it have a $100 million budget or something like that? Yeah.
I think it was definitely the first game that had that high of a budget. I remember reading articles of, New York Times and stuff would cover at least, maybe not that, but I remember editorials and media outlets that traditionally don't cover video games that much were even coming like, oh, Shenmue is going to be the biggest game ever because it has this ridiculous budget. Yeah. So.
Yeah. It was, again, overly ambitious. It kind of reminds me of games like Fable, and those games were just, come on. The game wasn't bad. I
didn't say it was bad, but fucking the guy promises you everything under the sun.
Yeah. And
there's no way it can ever live up to that. But the thing is, it keeps happening.
Yep.
Like Black and White, Fable.
Black and White, he did it like crazy. Yeah.
God, what was that fucking Connect stupid shit he was doing? Milo?
Project Milo, something I think it was called, or something like that, yeah.
Fuck that. That dude is a scam artist.
Well, he's out of the game now.
No, he did a mobile game.
Oh, he went to mobile. That's right.
Remember that? And he was saying, oh, whoever opens that last level or whatever is going to unlock, a super secret. And
super secret.
And it just wound up being nothing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Let's see what else we have. Final Fantasy 15. Okay, let's go with old developments again. 10-year development time for this game, obviously, and you gotta give them credit. They're standing by it. No,
they put so much money into it.
What's the song from that game? Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stand By.
They are doing that. They are doing that without a doubt. Royal Edition's coming March 6th, which is like their Game of the Year edition, essentially.
Yeah, well, it's beyond Game of the Year edition, so I found out more. It comes with all the DLC if you buy the disc, but it also includes new stuff like a first-person mode, more cars, another, I think, dungeon or something like that. and they're selling it separately as an upgrade, the Royal Edition upgrade for $20 for people who already own the disc. I'm like, oh,
that's cool.
For $20, I might upgrade and get to get all the DLC and stuff. No. That $20 upgrade for the disc for the base version only gets you the new DLC. It does not get you the original season pass DLC.
What?
If you want to buy the both combined, it's $45.
Fuck that.
Which is a $5 savings on just buying the retail disc. Which for those of us with GCU, Gamers Club Unlocked from Best Buy, is more expensive because it's going to be $40.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, really, Square Enix? Really? I platinumed this game, and I might have actually went back for this, but not now.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, for the people who haven't played, I mean, it's great for them. I think they're going to absolutely get the best version of that game. And part of me wishes I kind of waited because first half of the game, loved it. Second half, not so much. Exactly like Metal Gear Solid 5.
What they were supposed to have patched, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. So I kind of wish I didn't keep that steelbook. I thought I did.
You didn't keep the steelbook?
No. Oh, yes, I did. I was
gonna say, why would you? Yeah. What would you do? You traded it?
No, I kept I actually had the steelbook with the movie in it, so I put it in my movie section.
Yeah, exactly. So, fuck that. Yeah. When I traded in Persona 5, I was like, I'm fucking keeping.
Oh yeah, the Persona 5's here still, and Horizon's here, and I got a bunch of those steelbooks, but
I mean, I still have the steelbooks on games I don't own anymore. Horizon, Persona 5.
Yeah.
Something else. Yeah.
All right. Spider-Man publisher. Well, there was a little thread on the ResetERA, where they were talking about games coming out in 2018, and I guess somebody was like slamming the fact that there's no way that game comes out in 2018, and then I guess the publisher posted directly, Spider-Man is a 2018 game. So that was kind of a cool, actual confirmed Insomniac developer guy posted that. So it is a 2018 game from them. I'm guessing they're going to have. He said new info very soon.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't think they never talked about a release date beforehand, right?
I thought they were slating that for 2017. So. I really thought they were originally.
I think it seemed like they were. I don't know if they may have said that or not, but there was nothing very concrete about anything they've said so far.
Yeah. I think Sony learned that lesson a lot quicker than Microsoft did at not announcing a release date just to.
Do we expect that in the fall then? I mean. Because
probably
they're gonna have. I mean, they might. I really think Last of Us 2 does come out this year. I don't know why. I just think it does. I think it does.
You want to make a bet?
I kind of want to, but I'm on such a losing streak that I'm just like.
You are such on a losing streak, dude.
I have to really watch my bets now. I feel. Fuck it, let's do this. You're on.
All right.
You're on.
Calendar 2018. Last of Us 2.
Yeah. There it is. We have a bet. So,
hold on. I just want to make sure
that's what I'm worried about.
Are you on the Anthem bet with Corey? Is that it?
No, I didn't do the Anthem bet because I was hoping it's in 2018, but I don't think it does. Okay. So, Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't know if that makes it this year.
No, I think that game. I think that game makes it. You want to make it a double feature?
I don't know. They're not really working on anything.
Hold on. You want to make a modified bet where, if Red Dead comes out, I win. Depending on
or they could just, or you guys could just have those games race each other, whichever one comes out first.
Ooh.
Nah, let's just stick with the Spider-Man for now.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, Spider-Man.
Not Spider-Man. Black. Yeah, sorry. Last of Us 2. Spider-Man will be out this year. I'm sorry. I was reading the Spider-Man news as I said the name. That's what happened. I just don't know if it's going to be a fall game for them. I can see it being...
I think it'll actually be... I think it has a possibility of hitting before E3. I really don't think that Sony wants to show it off at another E3.
I thought that it would be... Okay, that would be right. I was thinking May.
Yeah, I could see May.
Right. Yeah, that would be right.
That's about when they released Uncharted 4, right?
Yeah, I think it was because after the 2-week push, yes, that was about right. Yeah.
The 2-week push that became
which we now know why. Thanks to the book.
Which is why I don't understand why you think Last of Us 2 is coming out this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it will. I think it will. So.
Based on what though? Like we haven't even seen a playable demo. It's just been trailers.
Well, I think it's going to be heavily featured at E3 because if Spider-Man comes out pre-E3, that's their E3 game.
Oh man.
I mean, what else are they working on this year for them? I mean, big games. Days Gone? They've already shown a shit ton from that game. We don't need to see more of it.
I think we're just at that point where Sony doesn't, quote-unquote, care about really making first-party titles hit in certain areas. Because, like, I mean, they're clearly in the lead, you know, and they're selling comfortably. You know, the other two systems are playing catch-up. So, I mean, really, like, how many people are out there that are holding off on a PlayStation 4 purchase until Last of Us 2 comes out, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my philosophy on that one. But
it's true.
I'm sure there are, but I can't imagine a significant portion of the gaming population.
Yeah. All right. We had a Nintendo Direct Mini last week, which out of nowhere.
Before we get to that, I just want to talk about the absolute ridiculous hype train fuck on ResetERA.
Yeah, that was amazing. That day I was at work and I didn't get any work done that day. I was just watching the
just refresh the page.
Yep.
Because I did that too.
I couldn't read the pages fast enough to keep up with the amount of posts.
I couldn't either. I was like, next page. And it's like, you have 4 more pages to look. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, ResetERA has replaced NeoGAF as the go-to like gaming news rumor mill forum.
I think it's a little less volatile. Like, you don't have to. You won't. I don't. I mean, I'm not like, you know, all over that site, but I find it to be less in your face, like, you know, shut the fuck up kind of thing.
Yeah, the moderators and administrative team are going to great lengths to make sure it doesn't
follow that same thing. Yeah.
Hopefully they keep it up. Because, I mean, NeoGAF started out the same way, you know, over 10 years ago, too, but it just...
And then it got very bitter.
Got very bitter. Yeah. But, you know, there was this thread for the Nintendo Direct, because typically at the beginning of the year, Nintendo likes to do a Direct and just show off what they're planning to do. And just because last year is when we found out about, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Splatoon 2, ARMS, Pokken Tournament, Deluxe, all that stuff. People were expecting, you know, a huge blowout too. And there were some other rumors and strong confirmations, like there was that EA leak from a month ago where they talked about FE being at the Nintendo Direct on January 11th. And then some other insiders like, yeah, it's going to be Thursday. Like, whatever. So Monday comes around, and people are just expecting it like any day, like, all right, let's get this Direct going, you know. And then Monday passes, no Direct. And they're like, all right, Tuesday's got to be the announcement day. Tuesday goes by, no announcement, not a single tweet. People are like starting to panic. They're like, they would announce it by now. They always announce it at least 2 days early, or at least 1 day early. So people are holding out Wednesday. No announcement. And Wednesday is when we hit critical mass of just hysteria, blind faith, and all this crazy shenanigans. So the ResetERA had this thread, and it just started going crazy because they had people on all sides just posting ridiculous shit like, you know, I believe this, that, and the other thing. My body's ready. This, that, and the other thing. And you had naysayers who were like, oh, Nintendo is shit for 2018. You know, blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. And finally, Nintendo tweeted an image of Chibi-Robo, which is like their little robot character. And he's in a pose where it looks like he's on fire. And it's like an indirect nod that they were aware of the thread on ResetERA and kind of purposely trolling everybody. Because it has nothing to, like, it was just so out of the blue because it's not like that's a major character. There's not a new game for that character coming out. Why are they doing this? Mm-hmm. So that just further fueled the fire, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
So you had people going crazy. What does this mean? What does this mean? And somebody started this movement where it's like, everybody, maybe they want us to use this as their avatar. So all of a sudden you had all these people making this image their avatar. And I was like, you know what?
You even had like companies posting below that. Like Capcom was posting it. Yeah.
Yeah, Capcom posted Blaze the Cat, Doom posted something.
A Fire Demon, yeah.
A Fire Demon, like all these companies were just, Mega Man posted like Heat Man or something like that.
Yep.
So like, you know, even the other companies were just getting in on it. But you had all these people making their avatar the stupid Chibi-Robo. Like the thing is, like, he was in this pose, which looked like he could be easily like worshiping a deity or being worshipped himself. So all these people were like we must worship our robot gods and stuff like that.
It became a near thing.
Like somebody even made like an image where it's like become as gods and just looped it over and over.
It got so crazy that even like the mods updated the logo for ResetERA to actually have it in their logo. As the T.
They had to manually edit that thread to make it so that it could go beyond the limit because it reached its limit. They're like, we're gonna ride this crazy out because this is fun, and you know, most people are being really respectful and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then some insiders are still like, guys, we don't know why there's no announcement or anything, but it's happening on Thursday. And lo and behold, on Thursday,
I had no idea what was going on until I'm like, you posted something, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And there's a direct. So. Correct. Yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, we had a Nintendo Mini. It was a mini. It was a short direct, obviously, and they went over a couple things for the early slate of the year. I think the biggest. I'm trying to think what the biggest. Well, Dark Souls Remastered was announced. It's coming to Nintendo May 20. Huh?
That was the last news.
What?
I thought usually we go in chronological order.
Oh, I don't know. I just was going through the list. Oh. I didn't really do a chronological order of the list. Hyrule Warriors. Was that in the first?
No, I'll go through it. So,
go ahead.
The World Ends With You remixed on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, which I've never played. I am
personally so excited for because that was one of probably my favorite DS game. Just because it was so crazy in its execution, with Square actually making a new IP for a change, really used the dual screen factor well, the touch screen for the first time. And it was kind of sad to see nothing really following up on that. So hopefully this does well and they can make a sequel to it. Yep. There's going to be a new story added to it, like a new chapter or 2 or something like that. So cool. That should be cool. But then they talked about some new Pokemon showing up in Pokken Tournament.
I can see how that can turn into that. Pokken Tournament. Yes.
Pokken Tournament. Some DLC. That's, whatever. I think people are excited because Blastoise is showing up, but fuck Blastoise. He's a piece of shit.
All right. What else?
He's part of the Gen 1.
Yeah, exactly. He's a draw. People will play it for him. And then Kirby Star Allies coming to Nintendo Switch on March 16th. 4-player side-scrolling 2D co-op. Game looks a lot nicer. It looks like an actual HD game this time around. And that should be fun. Kirby games are always just, low key.
This support? This was out on Wii U? Oh, okay. This is new. Okay.
Yep. And then, like you were saying, Jim, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition comes with all the characters and DLC from Hyrule Warriors for Wii U and the other edition for 3DS, which is pretty cool. I think there's like 30 characters or something, and they all play differently.
That's cool. I might actually check that one out this time.
I think you should, because that game, in terms of fan service, I think that game did more than Fire Emblem Warriors did. So, I think they're hyping up some like Breath of the Wild costumes to the characters and riding that hype. But I think they're actually going to save Breath of the Wild for a potential Hyrule Warriors 2, because that would be like a big draw for people.
Yeah.
I believe.
That'd be cool.
Then we got Mario Tennis Aces on Nintendo Switch, which looks really good.
I'm excited for that game. Actually, I'm looking forward to that.
Then, not only that, but they're actually introducing a new story RPG mode, which hasn't been seen since like the Game Boy Advance days.
That's why. That's the reason why. So that new mode looks really cool.
Yeah, so it's like a Mario Tennis multiplayer game with a decent single player experience where you travel around, you level up, you challenge boss characters to tennis matches. It's crazy.
It seems crazy.
And it's an RPG. Yeah. Then we had the announcement of East 8. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Lacrimosa of Dana on Nintendo Switch.
Yep. That's what I got from it.
This RPG looks cool. I think it just came out on PlayStation 4 not too long ago. This will be the updated edition because apparently the first translation was terrible. But it looks cool. Mario Odyssey, they're going to have a new free mode. It's like Breakout. No, it's like hide and seek. So Luigi shows up. One character goes and like hides a balloon in a level, and then somebody that you're challenging tries to find the balloon that you hid in the level to, you get scored on it. I was like, okay, that's peculiar, but sure, whatever. I mean,
yeah.
SNK Heroines on Nintendo Switch, and I think PS4 as well. Tag team 2D fighter. All the characters are being like the female characters from the SNK games. Looks all right. Will be interesting close to the launch. Mirror Rabbids Kingdom Battle has Donkey Kong as a DLC character, which should be interesting.
That's a game that I was like, I was listening to a lot of Game of the Year discussions, and it's not like that was going to win on any Game of the Year, but a lot of people talked about how much fun they had with the game, and then like it just burnt out for them. They just kind of lost interest towards the end. It's not like it was a bad game either. Like even for myself, I just kind of like lost interest and didn't finish it. I really want to see them do a sequel with that game to make it a little even more complicated, or even like just like maybe a better story or something to keep me more involved in it. Because like that game, I really and hearing about the XCOM 2 guy, the developer who said these were some great ideas I didn't even think about doing in my games until I played Mario Rabbids. I definitely would like to see what they can do. But hearing the DLC is cool. It's just I don't know. I'm done with the game. But yeah.
I mean, it's for the people that are really about that. I hope because this game was so successful, Nintendo will actually allow them to make a sequel, but change it up a little bit. Because I think, I mean, again, I haven't played the game, but from what I've seen and heard from other people, there's some issues with the fact that you don't directly control Mario. You control that little like UFO saucer thing.
Yeah.
And I think that was just their way of protecting Mario just in case the game didn't wind up that great or poorly received or whatever. But hopefully now that it's a proven successful formula, they'll be like, all right, you know what? You can directly control Mario, and there's like overworld platforming elements instead of like the puzzle elements or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't really like that aspect of the game actually a lot.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest issue for me for that. But
yeah. Payday 2, I don't know who cares.
No.
What that. Some indie games, Effie and Celeste, both look cool.
Effie looks cool, yeah.
Yeah, see how that goes. And then they're porting Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze to Nintendo Switch with...
I heard that game... I was reading about that like crazy with Funky Kong. I was reading about that game, and a lot of people think that's a fantastic like version of Donkey Kong Country. Like, I mean, it's like it's obviously it was made on the Wii U, so not many people played it. But they said like this is like a game that deserved to be played, so people are very happy it's getting ported.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that game reviewed over 90 on Metacritic.
Yeah, I'm actually more interested after hearing that because I liked 1 and 2. So
yeah, I mean, it's retro game, did well, but it just was on a successful system, and thankfully, people are going to be able to play that because like. This podcast, like I was the only one who owned a Wii U, so it's just like, well,
I had a Wii U.
Yeah.
Did you? Or was it your brother's? I thought it was your brother's.
No, I had it, but when he moved to his apartment, I let him have it because I wasn't using it.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, because I only remember you were talking like when Smash Brothers came out for it.
No, I played it, but I remember I was just done with it early because there wasn't much to it. I wasn't too in love with that version of Smash Brothers, really. I thought it was a little disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, from your perspective, I totally understand it, the single-player content stuff. And you know what? I'll be honest. I'm kind of on your side for the next game because I think this is a tangent to the Nintendo Mini Direct, but because they did such a great job, at least on the roster for the last game, I mean, all they really have to do is port that over and make some tweaks and balances, and, that's not going to take up a significant amount of development time, so I really hope they do something for a single-player game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be like an adventure or, what was it from Ball?
It was Subspace Emissary.
Yeah, Subspace Emissary. I mean, if they want to do something like that.
Some of it was cool and some of it was tedious. I do remember that from that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd like to see them try an experiment because, as we mentioned last podcast, NetherRealms is stepping up the game for single-player content and fighting games, and it seems like it's having those ripple effects with Street Fighter V and Tekken and all that stuff. So I'm interested in seeing what Sakurai can do with bumping it up for people who want to play solo and not online and all that stuff.
As long as he doesn't burn himself out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing is like he put so much work into this last one. I think they'll be able to utilize a lot of that.
Every time you hear him talk about making one of these games, he's like, I almost died making this game.
It's like, so scary because it really is.
Again, dude? Every time?
Yeah, well, freaking, when he demos the game at E3, he is controlling he's playing like 2 players at the same time. One hand for one controller. And you just go, what are you doing, dude? You're a developer. And then, he posts on his blog about Twitter about how I don't know, he had something in his hand. I don't know if it's like arthritis or something else, but he developed some condition. He's like, yeah, it's kind of interfering with development because he's the old school type who wants to play it, and that's how he refines the mechanics. He's like, it doesn't feel right to me yet, and he just keeps, refining it. So we'll see about that. But anyway, back to Donkey Kong. Definitely a great game. And I sad thing is I have this game. I forget how I had it digitally because one of the Nintendo gives away. I think Mario Kart 8 when you bought it, you got a free game or something like that. But I never played it because it was just like whatever. And I'm correcting myself. Apparently, it only has an 83 on Metacritic, but it's still good. Okay. So we'll see about that. And then lastly, they wrapped up the mini direct with Dark Souls Remastered headed to Nintendo Switch, which is pretty cool. And a different.
Was the original game? The original game was not 60 frames.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that was only out in the old systems. That's right.
Yeah, it was. It was only the remaster. Oh, well, no only I think the PC version. Maybe the PC version. I think it was like Dark Souls Prepare to Die, I think is what it was called. I think that could be modded to be 60 FPS. But, yeah, I mean, this is really cool. This is a... what's the right word for it? Underground hit? I don't even know if underground is the right word for it. Cult hit, maybe? Yeah. I mean, it's selling increasingly with each iteration, and it's highly praised, and... whatnot. The respectable thing is they're actually pricing it pretty affordable. It's only going to be $40 at launch on all the systems. They're not taking advantage of the new release and just being like, oh yeah, $60 for this port of a 5-6-year-old game, which I think is pretty cool.
They also just that's pretty cool. I mean, the breaking news. I'm reading breaking news at this moment. Sorry. Night in the Woods is actually confirmed for the Switch coming February 1st.
Oh yeah.
Which is like. It's supposed to be like a very good game. It was in the up in the Game of the Year running for a lot of people. Night in the Woods, so that's coming to Switch.
No, I didn't hear about that.
That's the thing. I know that I'm one of those people. I actually listened to a lot of the Giant Bomb's discussions about their of the year lists, and it was like a lot of them were putting that in their top 10. It's gotten like let's see what I don't have like any actual scoring unfortunately, but it's like. Young adult, like fears and anxieties about like being a young adult, and it's like I don't know, it's a weird looking game, I can tell you that. So, but it was like very artsy, and I guess the themes actually really told a good story. So I don't know, that just got announced, but sounds cool. I was actually on here looking for something else. IGN's website is terrible now. Mike, did you see this?
Just today.
It looks horrible.
Well, it's new. I don't know if it's any better or worse, but it's different.
Anyways, yeah, so I won't be getting Dark Souls on that. I won't be playing Dark Souls, no. Will not support crossplay either, Dark Souls. So no.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that'd be kind of complicated, I think, because, whatever. I don't know, I'm interested. I just got Bloodborne on the PlayStation Plus sale because I think the complete edition was like $13, and I was like, you know what? Let me try this because right now I'm totally in the mood for an action-oriented game because what I've been playing. But
all right, well, let's get into what we've been up to. Mike.
Not too much. I've just been playing more Battlefront, really.
Really, still into that, huh? I didn't lose interest. I still hold you.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, you need to in order to get better.
That's the hook, Mike. Now the paid transactions come in. They got you on the hook.
They don't have me though because it's not there yet.
Well, if it comes in there, what are you doing? If it's pay to win in next month, if it starts pay to win, what do you do?
I'll be fine because I've made some progress already.
This is like you're like no offense. I mean, this is I know you like the game and stuff, but you're like a good example. Like I want to know what happens to your interest in this game if it comes out back again to the pay to win format that they had built. Because then even though you spent all this time in it, somebody who just pays the money up front will destroy you.
Maybe not.
I just want to know. It's going to be interesting. If they bring it back, I would like to know if you're still playing it after after that. So we'll see. Anything else?
That's really it.
All right. I haven't really been playing much myself. Like I said, I've been busy at work and stuff. So, Tony.
Just been playing more Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm at what I think is going to be the last portion of the game. This game gets crazy. I mean, each chapter I'm just like, all right, like this is the new normal.
Are they still introducing new things to play?
Yep, they literally right before this podcast, I beat a chapter and beat a major boss, and the beginning of the chapter, as soon as like all the cutscenes stop, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna introduce this new cool thing that you can do, and here's how you do it." And I'm just like, bro, I got like maybe like 2 hours left in this game, and you're trying to teach me something new? Like, I'm not complaining at all, but what's going on here?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so awesome, and the spectacle, it's getting there up in terms of what the fuckery, as I like to call it. And I don't know, we'll see, unless the ending really is lackluster. I think it actually, I might have to retroactively bump Persona 5 down in favor of this game.
Really? Is that good?
Yes.
I mean, even after all of this adding combat into it as you go.
Yeah, no, dude, I love it, because I feel... I want to word this because I still love Persona 5, but I feel like that game started off on the top.
Yeah,
and,
it did.
It started off at the highest point, with the first palace and all that stuff. Because I think that first villain...
That first section was amazing. For me, that was like, holy shit, this is... Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then every subsequent palace and, villain or whatever, I felt like it wasn't as strong.
Didn't reach that
It didn't have the same, resonance in terms of, like, I really fucking hate this guy and I want to, get revenge or want to do whatever. It was kind of like... Oh, I guess that's a bad person. I guess we should go stop him.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So I felt like Persona 5, as time got on, it was, it had its ups and downs and stuff like that. But overall, like, towards the end, I was kind of like, all right, I'm good at this. Whereas this game started the inverse, where the first chapter, I'm just like, okay, all right, this is pretty typical and pretty standard fare. Like, oh, just travel around with your friends and, haha, go on adventures, kill some monsters. And... at some point, probably chapter 4 or whatever, things just go off the rails and off the hook, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? You're just looking around like, what the fuck? What is going... my mind is blown at what they're trying to do with the story. And, it has gotten more fun than the beginning of the game. I can definitively say that. It will go out with a bigger bang than Persona did for me. But like I said, we'll see how it ends. But other than that...
The speedrun thing?
Oh, yes. I've been watching a lot of Awesome Games Done Quick, because that was last week. So if you guys somehow haven't heard of this charity event yet, it's a week-long stream, 24 hours a day, where people get together and just speedrun games. From classic NES era to games that are just being released on all the current generation systems. They do, they like to do things like blocks, like the Mega Man block or the Sonic block, this and the other thing. They try to get new runners every time they do this. They try to rotate games in and out, so it's not like the same games every single time. Big controversy this year, because usually Super Metroid is the big ending ceremonial game, because that's just been like the quintessential definitive speedrun game. First year, they didn't do it. And that's kind of big, because usually Super Metroid pulls in big money for them. So they did that. A lot of awesome speedruns to check out. The ones I saw that were really cool: Sonic Mania, Metroid Prime 3, Resident Evil 7. They actually did a Mass Effect 1 speedrun. I would actually recommend you guys watch that. I don't think it's too long.
Really?
It plays on, I think, PC, and it is just crazy. I did not realize how buggy that game can be and exploitable. He's just like... yeah, normally we'd have to go through this whole thing and blah, 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 but we're just going to clip through the ceiling of the ship and fight Saren. And you're just like, what? Like, okay, like, I guess we're just doing this now, and all this stuff. And it's just like, it's really funny because at some point they're like, yeah, usually we play as Renegade because all the cutscenes and everything are faster if you pick Renegade options because, you're just a dick.
You're just shooting people.
Yeah, it's just like, this is the one time we're actually going to pick a... Paragon, because it's like 10 seconds shorter to do the Paragon option. And you're just like, what the... like, people actually sit there and time this. Like, oh, the Paragon option is 10 seconds. The other one is 20 seconds. It's like, yeah, so your Renegade Shepherd is doing all this fucking bullshit, whatever, the whole game. And you're like, okay, well, I just hit you on your ass, but I'll help you back up because that's the Paragon option. It's like, what? What? But yeah, awesome studios. Check it out. You can go to twitch.tv/GDQ or AGDQ. They have all their streams uploaded. You can also just go on YouTube and search GDQ and then the name of the game, and you'll find it. It's really cool. I would definitely check them out.
Cool. All right, I think that's going to wrap up this Gamecast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek, and like us on Facebook as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch us on YouTube. Tune in next week. Maybe Corey will come back, I hope. So we'll see.
What?
No, I don't know how busy he is. I don't know. So
well, say because he's busy now.
Oh yeah, no. There's no drama. I mean, geez, no. No, he's busy.
Well, you never know. We live in a Trump world, you know?
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing.